on the roster for Casey Alexander and the Belmont Bruins. Tyler Kumpf, Brent Humpton, Chase Shaw are our referees tonight. Belmont in the home whites, Oral Roberts in the traveling navy, and we are underway inside the Curb Event Center in Nashville.
That was a little cleaner tip than it was in Colorado Springs, Steve Lehman, where the Falcons scored on the opening tip.
Carter Witt, the transfer from Furman, running the point guard. Then Isaiah Walker, the longest tenured player in the program, tracks down his own miss, but stepped on the end line.
Yeah, Zay's been good at getting some offensive rebounds, loose change, but that was an atypical shot for Belmont, a long two, especially on the first possession of the game. So much of what Belmont does inside the restricted area and from three.
Starting lineups tonight brought to you by RJ Young Technology Solutions that power your business. And there you see Josh Jones working on the block, but too strong with the right hand. Witt will always try to push it, especially off of misses for Belmont. And there is the Missouri Valley Conference Freshman of the Week, Sam Orm, off the bounce and all the way to the tin for two.
Yeah, they tried to run Orm off the line, Steve. Scouting report is to do that, but Orm is so skilled, he can put it on the deck.
He's hit 11 threes already this season, but he just put it on the floor with the left hand and got straight to the rack. 2-0, and now good hands by Brigham Rogers. Witt in transition had problems holding on to the basketball, and that will go a turnover right back towards the other direction.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Correct play by Walker. The hit ahead to Witt, just a misconnection, low bounce pass. But that's what Belmont's coaching staff wanted. They wanted some deflections, some steals in the half court.
Isaac McBride, no stranger to Nashville. He started his career playing for Jerry Stackhouse down the road at Vanderbilt. Jalen Miller, a transfer from Rutgers, makes up the other half of that backcourt. He's got 3 to shoot. McBride's going to have to hurry. Will he get it off? He does, but well off the mark. And that is a shot clock violation here early.
Great defense. Again, Belmont's willing to switch, Steve, 1 through 4 and even 1 through 5 late in the clock and force the miss from McBride and shot clock violation before the putback.
Just 2 minutes in here in Nashville. Belmont with the only 2 points so far. Witt off the bounce, can't finish off the window. McBride in transition. He misses. And let's see, they say last touch by Oral Roberts.
Yeah, 2 really good guards there in consecutive possessions. First Witt and then McBride. Really good finishers in traffic, but neither could get it to go. A little bit of a disjointed start for 2 teams that like to play in the 70s and 80s.
Peebles up top to Walker. Off the bounce. Lost it out of bounds. Another turnover. Second of the night early by Belmont.
Yeah, this is atypical. Usually, Steve, Belmont likes to drive and kick, not necessarily drive to finish, especially tough contested 2s. So look for Walker to make the adjustment and then go cross court for the one more pass.
Slow starts have been a bit of a concern through the first 4 games for Casey Alexander. Jones picks up his dribble up top. Able to get it to Miller. He's in traffic and a foul called on Belmont's Sam Orm.
Yeah, Miller picked up his dribble kind of mid-post and looked to pivot, and Orm thought he had a poke away, but a loose ball foul.
Good inbounds to Rosario underneath, and he'll have a chance for a 3-point play.
Yeah, Rosario, very good wing. First Washington State, then Drake snuck inside of Walker, then powered through Rogers at the rim. There wasn't a lot there, but crafty finish on the baseline out of bounds.
Rosario hails from the Dominican Republic, and as you mentioned, he saw plenty of these Belmont Bruins last year. Part of Darren DeVries' Drake Bulldogs team that made it to the NCAA tournament, and that's something that Russell Springman liked in that transfer. He's a guy that has been around winning basketball at Washington State and Drake, and he hoped he rubs off on this Golden Eagles team. Witt into the lane, tough pass down low to Rogers. And they say last touch there by ORU.
Yeah, you saw some dribble weave to get Belmont some more pacing to initiate offense, but Witt's drive was cut off, tried to leave off pass to Rogers, but Belmont just a little disjointed start.
3-2 Golden Eagles here in the early going, 16:45 for the first half. Witt, good find for Walker, but can't convert as he goes under the rim. Belmont's gone 2.5 minutes without scoring. We apologize for our technical difficulties with the score bug. We hope to get that up and running here shortly as Sam Alajiki gets all the way to the rim.
Yeah, he likes to do his business from outside, but very capable, just like Orm, of putting it on the deck.
Alajiki's been in double figures in 3 straight games, coming off a 13.7 rebound game in the win over Haskell. Orm, again, you got to respect the 3. Puts it off the bounce, and he'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
Wow, that was a very generous and one. Russell Springman is not in favor of that. We'll see if Brent Hampton changes his mind, but he signaled a continuation.
They let him play on. And Belmont try to take the lead when we come back.
The door-busting sales event's happening now, only at Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield and Brook Park.
We're rolling out the red carpet and unleashing Black Friday savings all month long.
Get $14,000 off new Rams or $9,000 off new Jeeps. Plus, get a lifetime warranty and complimentary maintenance that includes oil changes at no additional charge. Hurry, don't miss the Doorbuster sales event. Wag more, spend less at Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield and Brook Park.
Our world revolves around you.
What is sport? It's more than training at dawn and drills after dark. It goes beyond the gym, through city streets, and on to the stage. Sport inspires, it entertains, and challenges. So ask yourself, is this sport? Yeah, even that. Sport is everywhere, for everyone. Sport is everything.
Y'all, at Wayfair, there are no rules when it comes to style.
Time out. We can take our own gifts home?
Yes!
Because I'm about to be big game ready.
This happens every year.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
ORU leading Belmont 5-4 here in the early going. Keys to the game brought to you by Ascend Federal Credit Union. And Greg, we talked off the top about the difference in styles offensively for these two teams. That puts the pressures on both defenses.
A little bit of scramble mode, especially on Sam Orm, running him off the line and then not having help side at the rim. He's had 2 field goals. But for Belmont, objective 1 is to contain the bounce, high gaps, high hands, under control closeouts. And Belmont, for the most part, has done a good job of that. But both teams a little bit sloppy early, Steve. 5 combined turnovers.
Orm got the continuation right before the break. He'll have a chance here at the line to knot things up at 5 apiece. And he does. 6'9" redshirt freshman out of Carmel, Indiana. Helped lead Carmel to a state championship there. They were high on him a year ago. Dealt with an injury, eventually had hip surgery in the middle of the winter and took the season as a redshirt. He's got all 5 Belmont points in the early going. Alajiki spinning around Jonathan Pierre, can't convert. Got his own miss, and he's headed to the line to shoot 2.
Well, again, you're seeing a concerted effort. Alajiki had the drive a moment ago, Steve, with Rogers out now. Belmont really is playing a small ball 5 with Jonathan Pierre, so a definite lower body strength advantage to Alajiki, and he gets to the line.
First one goes down for Alajiki, the senior transfer from Rice. And he was one of the guys that Russell Springman was really excited about in this transfer class for ORU. Springman in his second year as the head coach after last season disappointing losing record for the Golden Eagles. He wanted much more competitiveness in the gym. He wanted much better rebounding, and Alajiki has brought both.
Yeah, that's a big point, Steve. They were almost minus 6 rebound margin last year. This year early on, plus 10.
Aiden Noyce can shoot it from outside, but that one was well off the mark. JoJo Moore with the teardrop off the window.
Yeah, I didn't know if he called glass, Steve, but he got around the corner, and that's what Moore likes to do. He's get to the paint.
Belmont breaks the pressure, and Jonathan Pierre knocks down the three.
That's why it's so difficult traditionally, Steve, to press Belmont, is because 94 feet, they're spacing, they can space out.
How about Alajiki showing the handles and the outside range?
7 early for Alajiki, and that's what he's known for. About 60% of his shots are from 3.
Noyce tries to attack, threw it away. McBride 1-on-2, and he converts.
Yeah, you had the same dynamic, 2-on-1 over the press, but Noyce made an errant pass.
4 straight makes for the Golden Eagles, and ORU has a 14-8 lead. And off for Walker, rims out the 3. Slow starts have been an issue for Belmont. They have trailed at some point in every first half through their first 4 games. They got down 5-0 a week ago at Lipscomb. They were down 13-2 last Friday night at Air Force before a 14-2 run brought them right back into the game. Alajiki again from outside. And how about the start from Sam Alajiki? 10 points early, and the ORU lead is 9.
You got to make him put the ball on the deck, Steve. He's too comfortable.
Tyler Lundblade off the bounce. He lost it. Another turnover by Belmont, and ORU is feeling it right now.
They're going to go right back to this pick and pop action with Alajiki. Why wouldn't you?
5 turnovers already by Belmont. There is Alajiki. Miller cut off along the baseline, down to 7 to shoot as they get it back to McBride. Moore, right wing 3, they got another one.
Yeah, again, too much attention to containing the bounce, and driving kicks are there. Oral Roberts really feeling it.
Carter Witt turning the corner and getting 2. That ends an 11-0 run for ORU. Golden Eagles making 7 of their first 11 shots.
And this is what McBride does, Steve. Heavy usage, but he likes to orchestrate, and he's a very willing passer.
7 to shoot. Good hands by Pierre. Alajiki gonna have to hurry. This one launched from near the logo, nearly banked it in. Offensive rebound Miller, and finally Belmont controls the ball. Pierre had to save that inbounds, but eventually stepped out of bounds.
It was interesting, it was a late whistle. He was inbounds, yet he was out of bounds once he made the move. Sloppy Bruins, 5th turnover, 6th.
Turnovers have been an issue here. Get another look at it. That foot right on the line. And then he goes to make the move, and you see the heel. And another turnover.
Yep. Fast start for ORU, Steve. Made their first 3 3-pointers. Alajiki, that pick and pop action. But again, without Brigham Rogers in the game, he's been reinserted. You know, difficult matchups for the Bruins.
Golden Eagles with 8 points off those 6 Belmont turnovers. And now a turnover going the other way. As that pass a little bit too hot to handle for Pablo Navarro, who just checked in.
Belmont has to understand too, Steve, they were down 11 early at Air Force in a low possession game. This will be a high possession game, so just 1 possession at a time.
Pierre straight away, off to the right with the miss. Moore probes through the defense and gets it back to Darius Robinson Jr. checks in. Transfer from Division II, high-octane score. Jones inside, way too strong. The rebound cleared by Orm.
Yeah, Rogers such an underrated post defender. He can go out to the three-point line, move his feet, and recover.
Pierre with the size advantage on Rosario. Can't finish. Offensive rebound by Walker, though, and Belmont with the second chance opportunity.
Yeah, maybe didn't sky quite as high as he did 1 week ago at Lipscomb, Steve, for the game-winning putback, but Zay again making lemonade out of lemons with that one.
Walker averaging 12.6 rebounds so far this year, and he just drew an offensive foul on Josh Jones for the moving screen.
Those are the plays that don't show in the box score, Steve, but Isaiah Walker fighting through that screen, crawling up over the top, earned the offensive foul.
What a start, though, for Russell Springman's ORU Golden Eagles on the road and up by 8 over Belmont in Nashville.
Derrick Henry.
Hey, Jake from State Farm. I saved so much bundling, it inspired my workout. Auto! Home!
Okay, and this is auto again, right?
Auto!
Hey, this is my living room.
Home!
Bundling, just another way to save with the personal price plan.
The dog isn't allowed on the couch, Derek.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Someday. Someday.
We all have things we hope to do someday. With great deposit rates from Ascend, we're here to help make your someday soon. Ascend Federal Credit Union. Open your account today.
Games presented by Ascend Federal Credit Union, banking without the bank. Great start for Oral Roberts on the road in Nashville. Russell Springman in year 2 as the head coach of the Golden Eagles. They were just 12-19 a year ago, but he likes the newcomers on this roster. And a big test tonight here, Greg Sage. There are 2 wins coming in against non-Division I opponents. You come on the road against one of the toughest places historically to play in the country, and Russell Springman's got to be tickled with the way the Golden Eagles have played so far.
Yeah, good half-court execution. You had the turnover on the misconnection, Navarro backdoor, and McBride threw it out of bounds. But yes, very efficient. And again, Alajiki's the story, double figures right away.
Springman spent 17 years on the staff of Rick Barnes down in Texas. Then he was an assistant for Paul Mills during ORU's great run. As Brody Peebles pulls up and hits in the lane.
Nice job. And again, for somebody who's undersized, 6'2", so crafty on the delivery by Peebles to get it off.
Peebles leading Belmont at 14.5 points per game through the first 4. He brings it back to 6 after the Golden Eagles led by as many as 12. Down to 7 on the shot clock, and a turnover once again, as Robinson just couldn't hold on to the pitch from Jones.
Yeah, better job of Belmont pressing up into Oral Roberts, not fearing the drive, forcing the action, and you're getting some deflections and throwaways because of it.
Third turnover in the last 3 minutes by ORU. Now Belmont in the middle of a 6-0 run. Orm again off the bounce. And how about 2 more for the freshman?
That's tremendous spacing. They clear out the weak side, that pick and pop throwback action. If you're not there on the catch, Orm's going to make the 3.
That's 7 for Orm, who's averaging 11 a game, and all of them tonight have come from inside the arc. Moore lost it out of bounds. Another turnover and good defense by Belmont.
Again, containing the basketball, high hands on the weak side, no outlet. And the last few possessions, a little bit sticky in Belmont or Oral Roberts. That time it was more just getting themselves stuck in places of bother, not keeping the ball in the middle of the floor.
One of the things the Belmont coaching staff worried about, being able to defend the dribble, keep them in front of you. They've done a little bit better job here. Pierre on the curl, goes right at Alajiki. Under 10 on the shot clock. Noy's gonna have to force it. Got it back to Peebles. Tough three from the wing. And the rebound eventually controlled by the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, Noy's kept it alive on the offensive glass, but good to possession of defense for Oral Roberts.
Feels like every rebound is a battle in this game. Robinson catch and shoot off the mark.
He does more of his damage inside the arc, Steve Lehman, getting inside the restricted area.
Orm not able to connect as he tried his first three of the night. Rogers inside with the left hand and drew the foul.
Yeah, good initial defense by Jones, but again, as we'll probably get on the replay, just the lower body movement. If he just went solid straight up, that would have been a low percentage shot for Rogers. Again, great job by our award-winning crew. And again, you see Jones just a little bit with the lower body warding him out.
Rogers not a particularly good free throw shooter, in the mid-50s through his first season and 4 games.
Yeah, he started out well, but it is kind of consistently mid-50s for his career, Steve. And for such a rugged player, can finish with either hand. You know, that's something that I know Casey Alexander and the staff will want in the 60s, if not higher.
Second one misses as well, so an empty trip at the line as Belmont tries to climb back in here after trailing by as many as a dozen. Alajiki has got 10 points already. Going right at Pierre. Right hand in the lane, got the roll.
Yeah, good touch. Again, Alajiki's got the full bag, Steve. I mean, 2/3 of his career attempts from 3, but he's more than capable on the block, the former Cal and Rice player.
The native of Ireland. He's been well traveled. And he's all over the place here early tonight. Good motion there, and Pierre buries the three.
Yeah, that is such a hard action. You've got Orm or Pierre, those dribble exchanges, those ghost screens, so hard. You almost have to switch that action or Pierre or Orm's gonna get a clean look.
Pierre, incredibly talented transfer from Memphis. He had a double-double, 20 points, 10 rebounds in the win at Lipscomb, then played just 10 minutes in the victory at Air Force. So kind of a question of which Jonathan Pierre are you gonna get for Belmont? Near steal, and finally a steal as the ball ends up right in our laps over here courtside.
You get a deflection, Steve Lehman. You're in the stat book.
I couldn't hold on to the steal, though, and that'll take us to a break. Oral Roberts leading by 3 over Belmont.
The door-busting sales event's happening now only at Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield and Brook Park.
We're rolling out the red carpet and unleashing Black Friday savings all month long.
Get $14,000 off new Rams or $9,000 off new Jeeps. Plus, get a lifetime warranty and complimentary maintenance that includes oil changes at no additional charge. Hurry, don't miss the Doorbuster sales event. Wag more, spend less at Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield and Brook Park.
Our world revolves around you.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
This season, ESPN Plus has hundreds of games across 20 conferences. That's more action, more touchdowns, more college football.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
Streaming now.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
Formula One at its absolute finest. This is Formula One.
With ESPN Plus, catch live NFL games. Plus,
let's go to the tape.
NFL shows from some of the biggest names in the game and exclusive expert analysis. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
Back inside the Curb Event Center as Oral Roberts leads Belmont early, and it's been a similar trend for this Belmont team so far tonight. Their opponent getting off to a good start, and then the Bruins battled back in the middle part of this first half. Same thing happened against Air Force. Falcons got out to a 13-2 lead, then they only made one shot in the next 7 minutes. Right now, an 11-2 run for Belmont. And Casey Alexander just a minute ago was telling his team, turn and go quicker against the press. Don't get yourself in trouble. Go make a play. Steve, that's been the big objective for his offense.
All right, thank you, Will. Belmont has turned up the defensive intensity here recently. ORU, just one bucket in the last 5 minutes plus 4 turnovers in that time.
Yeah, if you're Belmont, you really like to get Carter Witt into transition a little bit more. Starts on the defensive end.
Golden Eagles still with a 3-point lead, make it 6 as Darius Robinson Jr. beats the buzzer on the shot clock.
Yeah, forced it out of McBride's hands, but great shot by Robinson.
Witt attacking quickly the other end and drew the foul.
You know, those are momentum plays, Steve. We talk about Rogers earned the free throws and missed 2. Both teams knew it was under 4 seconds coming out of the media timeout, and Oral Roberts gets a big 3-pointer, and Carter Witt so good at getting to the basket. He's clearly Belmont's best driver.
And when he wants to, he can really turn up the pace. Belmont's a team that plays pretty fast anyway offensively, but when he wants to take it and run, they can go at an electric speed.
They can, and it's one of the reasons why he's here, Steve. After Wake Forest and Furman, Casey Alexander really sold the fact that you're going to be the primary ball handler. It won't be like at Furman where it was J.P. Pegues and Mike Bothwell. 1 out of 2 for Witt, and he's embraced that. He's clearly been Belmont's best offensive player.
Witt, a former top 100 recruit, played 2 years at Wake Forest, 2 years at Furman before transferring here last offseason. Of course, a busy year in the portal for Belmont, who lost 3 players who averaged more than 16 points per game last season to high powers. And what about the night for Sam Alajiki? Another chance for a 3-point play.
Yeah, I'd have to go through that possession. He had a cross-match Walker on him. Lundblade tried to come with the help, left his feet, but typically that would be Rogers on Alajiki, especially with this lineup, and so the cross-match led to the mismatch.
They got Lundblade on the foul. Alajiki completes the 3-point play. He's already up to 15 points tonight, averaging 12.3 for the season. He's a career 5-point-per-game scorer, so he's absolutely found a rhythm in this ORU offense. It's back to an 8-point lead. Tyler Lundblade, a dead-eye from outside, and you see why.
Yeah, Oral Roberts has got to crawl up above that. They went under that flare action, and Tyler Lundblade, that's why he's out there, to step into the 3-point shot.
He's now 8 of 15 from downtown this year. McBride has been relatively quiet early. Tries to set up Robinson. McBride with his shot from the top of the key, missed the 3.
Yeah, rare miss. He's over 40 for career. Good job by Robinson to drive and kick.
Witt pushes ahead again. Gets inside, high off the window and scored.
Almost looked like Alajiki got a piece of that, Steve, and somehow it still fell in. Great shot for Carter Witt.
Bruins have made 6 of their last 8 shots. It's back to a 3-point game. Final 6 minutes for the first half. ORU looking for a signature win on the road. But another turnover by the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, Belmont's doing a lot of 1 through 5 switching. You saw Rogers out here early in the possession defending McBride. Rather than looking inside to Alajiki, McBride, again, preseason conference player of the year, looked to drive the big man off the deck, but just a missed connection on the kick-out pass, and 7th turnover for Oral Roberts.
Difference is Golden Eagles have done a better job converting that into points than Belmont. This time, a great look inside for Brigham Rogers, and Belmont's back within 1.
Yeah, he was wanting some contact there, but a good finish.
Miller, very physical inside, and are they going to get a whistle or a foul? Yeah. Tyler Kumpf and Brent Hampton converge, and they agreed. It was steps.
Yeah, just the extra, great job by our crew. You can see that back pivot foot, that left foot drug before he elevated. Tried to keep it on the ground, but difficult call.
7-0 run, backdoor, deflected by McBride. Belmont able to keep possession. Lundblad for the lead, nearly banked it in. McBride around Lundblad. Catch and shoot. Off the front iron, and Rogers grabs the board. Witt turning the corner. That one is thrown into the first row by Alajiki.
Yeah, again, you're seeing how Carter Witt is able to get around the initial line of defense. Alajiki over for the weak side, so Witt's got to do that and look. Where's the cutter? Where's Rogers? Where's the help to lay off pass? Nobody there for Belmont to be a safety valve for Witt.
32nd career block for the big man Alajiki. Peebles dribbled off his foot. 8th turnover of the night for the Bruins, and a chance for ORU to run. Robinson, shot fake, and he knocks down the triple. And I think an immediate timeout taken by Casey Alexander, who didn't like what he saw there on either end.
No, I mean, anytime you have a live ball turnover against a good offensive team, they're going to run. And why would Oral Roberts walk that one up? Had an odd man rush. Again, Robinson known more as a driver than a shooter, Steve, but wide open in the corner. Belmont's transition defense was tardy, and he had the initial hit-ahead pass by McBride. Witt jumps off and a side dribble 3 for Robinson, who's now made 2. He is an instant offense scorer, the JUCO transfer.
Coming off a game-high 19 points in ORU's win, 87-52 over Haskell over the weekend. Golden Eagles again 2-2. This team picked 5th in the Summit League this year. The favorites for most people, Kansas City, North Dakota State, South Dakota State, who of course won the regular season and tournament title last year. But Russell Springman's hoping this team with a lot of new faces and the player of the year in the Summit League in Isaac McBride can surprise.
Well, you can do a lot of two-man game stuff with McBride and Alajiki, as we've already seen.
Witt from outside rimmed it out. McBride with the big man Rogers on him, crosses over, got it blocked. Belmont with numbers. Walker in transition, and the 3 goes begging.
Boy, that's 2 in a row for Belmont. Really good looks, Witt, and that was Zay. Nobody was in the gym. Got to make those. Just 3 for 11, Belmont.
Alajiki going right at Noyes. Fires into the corner, and another deflection by Belmont leads to another turnover.
Yeah, that was a double touch. Tough for McBride, because I think Walker got a deflection. It changed the trajectory, and it went off of McBride's hand.
ORU still leading, up by 4 at the under 4 timeout, Nashville.
When your carpet's in a mess, call ProCare.
Hey Belmont fans, John Browning with ProCare here, your textile and hard surface cleaning experts. Thank you so much for watching Belmont men's basketball. Just a reminder, during this commercial break, that our mission at ProCare is to provide you with the most outstanding service experience ever. Our services include carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, oriental and area rug cleaning, tile and grout cleaning, and finally, fiber protector to safeguard your fine furniture and rugs. And if you ever have an emergency spot, spill, or pet accident, give us a call and we will get to you ASAP. ProCare is a private, locally owned and operated company that's been serving Middle Tennessee since 1995. For more information, visit us online today at procareofnashville.com.
Call ProCare.
More than transportation. Gray Line of Tennessee.
March Madness tips off March 6th through the 9th in St. Louis, and the Missouri Valley Conference Fan Hangout at Ballpark Village is the best place to celebrate before and after games. Visit the MVC Fan Hangout to enjoy Ballpark Village restaurants, entertainment, and everything Arch Madness. For more information, visit archmadness.com and click on Fan Hangout. Belmont's been trying to fight back from a 20-8 deficit early on in this one. They had an 8-0 run and a 7-0 run to get it back to as close as 1. But ORU up by 4 right now on Casey Alexander's team. Alexander in his 6th season at Belmont. The Bruins have won the 13th most games in the country during that time as he takes over for the legendary Rick Byrd. Orm off the mark for the second time tonight from outside the arc. Bruins just 3 of 12 from downtown.
Yeah, at some point you just got to make shots. Belmont getting wide open looks.
McBride, great penetration inside.
Yeah, he said enough of this from behind the arc. I'm just going to take Peebles off the dribble. That's something that McBride's really good at, is just pace and being very opportunistic and selective.
He's now 2 of 7 from the floor. Walker off the bounce. Good seal off inside by Rosario. And he attacks on the other end but can't get it.
This is where Belmont's got to get some early offense at the rim.
It's been 2.5 minutes since Belmont has scored. Carter Witt tries to attack and he draws the foul on Isaac McBride.
Yeah, Belmont's a three-point shooting team, Steve. 3 for 12 right now, and 2 of your best shooters, Peebles and Noyes, have really been off to slow starts to the season behind the arc. But if you run your offense and get wide open threes, you just have to step into it, take it, and make it. That's what Belmont's offense is predicated on.
Well, remember, this is a Belmont team that hit 13 threes in its last time out. Witt off the curl, finds Peebles. Will the 3 go this time? No. McBride 3-on-2 the other way and goes right back at Witt to draw the foul.
Yeah, it was a little bit of an anticipation whistle because McBride really was passing that off, and Witt did a good job of going straight up and vertical. Now, not a ton there. Wow, that looked like it was on the pass to me. Yeah, baseline out of bounds. McBride wants the free throws, and they're going to say baseline inbounds.
He's trying. Rosario's trying to play along. He was telling Brent Hampton, I'm for the shooter.
Right.
They had to tell him that there is no shooter in this case. So Rosario checks back in, as does Jonathan Pierre for Belmont, as Aiden Noyes takes a seat. Robinson inbound, got it right back. Good job by Pierre to get out on it. Miller around Orm, sets up Rosario. That 3 too long, rebound Pierre. He gets it right back, goes right at Robinson, can't get it. Rebound fought for, knocked out of bounds by Belmont.
Yeah, everything good there for Belmont but the finish. Defensive stop, rebound, early offense. Pierre taking Robinson, the smaller man, off the bounce, just could not get it to go. And you know, Ormond Pierre keep it alive, but it goes out of bounds. Belmont's not known traditionally as an offensive rebounding team, Steve. They typically do their business on the first shot, so really difficult stretch for the Bruins, 0 for its last 8.
Yeah, it's a 3.5-minute scoring drought as ORU maintains a 6-point lead. McBride off the bounce again. Alajiki's made a couple already, make it 3 for 3 from downtown and the foul.
I think Brent Hampton's giving him a warning. I don't think there'll be any tee or anything, but that was a tremendous shot. McBride acted as though he was going to go back door, but Alajiki flared back out to the wing. Orm a late contest, but I mean, he's there. Alajiki is just feeling it. And he's been the difference in the first half. It's his offense, his shot making, and Belmont has not matched it.
So as Belmont got it back to 1, it's now back to a double-digit game. Alajiki with a game-high 19. So we get to 1:45 before halftime. Rogers from the block, going against Alajiki, goes to the left hand and scores.
Yeah, that's what Belmont needs more of, a post presence, draw fouls, score inside. That was a big bucket by Rogers.
That ends a 9-0 run. Alajiki right back to work, and he's going to go right back to the line with a chance for another 3-point play.
Yeah, he's just dealing right now, Steve. You got to get out to him on the 3-point line. Rogers did well, but he's got the capability to put it on the deck. Not a lot there. I mean, Alajiki is a strong man. He initiated the contact. That was probably just a play on, but when you're aggressive offensively, you're going to get some of those calls, and a great finish for Alajiki with the left hand.
A monster first half for Sam Alajiki.
Yeah, we should add, Steve, that one of Belmont's he's definitely Belmont's best front court defensive player, Drew Sharnowski, out tonight.
Pierre, open 3, well off the mark, and the rebound corralled by Miller. Final minute of the first half. Sharnowski, as you mentioned, under the weather. He particularly is their best big at getting out on the floor. Robinson, without a hand in his face, another 3, the 7th of the first half, and the Golden Eagles lead it by 14. Now a turnover by Noyes. Timeout here with 38.8 to play before halftime. And this has been all ORU down the stretch of the first half. They had the 11-0 run early to get out to the lead. Belmont had really clawed their way back, but now the last 4 minutes or so have been all Russell Springman's Golden Eagles.
Yeah, and all Alajiki, Steve. I mean, McBride is orchestrating some of this, but Belmont has just not had an answer one-on-one for Alajiki. Contesting on the 3-point line, off the deck, walking wings or guards and scoring inside. He has done it all, and then you're getting this nice complimentary punch with 3 3-pointers from Robinson off the bench. So sometimes, you know, games can be overly complicated. This is as simple as Oral Roberts is performing and making shots, and Belmont is not right now.
No question about it. This has been an impressive effort by an ORU team still looking for its first Division I win of the season. They've come into the Curb Event Center and dominated the first half. About a 9-10 second differential between the game clock and shot clock out of the timeout. Robinson calls for the screen. It's McBride with 5 to shoot. Leaner, up, and good. 45-29, Belmont needs something here before the half. Witt into the corner for Noyes. He's a good shooter. It won't go, but he is fouled by JoJo Moore, who hobbles up into the first row.
That is such a bad foul by Oral Roberts. Belmont was reeling, struggling to score, 17-2 run. You know, a bit of a reprieve here for the Bruins and an opportunity to get something before the end of the half, clearly crashing into noise.
So a big opportunity here with 3 free throws for Belmont to at least get something going here. Bruins have made or missed 9 of their last 10 shots from the field. Noyce, the transfer from Richmond, originally recruited by Belmont. Went out there, was part of a team last year. They won the Atlantic Sun regular season title. Had an injury midseason, kind of fell out of the rotation a little bit as they got going there late. He decided to put his name into the transfer portal, and he didn't even last 48 hours. He went in and he knew exactly where he wanted to go. And Noyce got 2 of 3 to send us to halftime as Miller can't get off a shot. But what a first half by Oral Roberts on the road in Nashville. The Golden Eagles have shot 55%, 7 of 12 from downtown, and behind Sam Alajiki's
Actually, hey, you should have finished the half better. Didn't like the way the last defensive possession and offensive possession went. His message to the team, finish the fight, Steve.
All right, thank you, Will. And Greg, I don't know how you finished much better than 17-4 down the stretch. I understand you don't like the foul on the final possession, but ORU's really been in control for all of the 20 minutes we've seen so far. Alajiki's been a big reason why. He creates for Rosario, and now we'll get the shot out of the corner, and man, is he feeling it or what? 4th 3 of the night for Sam Alajiki. 48-31, Witt off the side of the backboard. And now a chance for ORU to run with a 17-point lead. McBride lost it out of bounds. It'll be Belmont ball.
Ooh, and Orm's shaking up, Steve.
Last thing you want to see if you're Belmont, again playing without Drew Sharnowski tonight, who's a bit under the weather, and he's one of their important interior defenders, a guy who's very versatile and can play out on the floor. And now you see Orm a little bit hobbled as he heads to the bench, replaced by Jonathan Pierre.
I mean, it's one of these situations now, Steve, where Oral Roberts is just rolling with Alajiki. You can run any set you want. ISO him, ball screen, pick and pop.
Witt tries to answer, can't. Rebound, last touch by Pierre of Belmont.
Yeah, Oral Roberts goes under a lot of actions, and again, Carter Witt stepped into it. He shot it well early in the season, but 0 for 2 tonight.
Casey Alexander's won a lot of games. He's won a bunch of games that his team has been down in the second half. Just last week at Lipscomb, they came back from 12 down in the final minutes. What do you tell your team down by 17 as McBride misses inside?
Just like that. Just try the best you can, guard, rebound, and get some early offense. Belmont just needs a momentum play.
Great look for Pierre, and he makes it count.
That's exactly what they need, a stop and a 3, because candidly, Oral Roberts has not defended the 3 that well. Belmont's gotten the looks they've wanted.
Jones powering his way inside, had it stripped by Witt. 4 on 2 the other way. Nice pass to Peebles, but he can't finish. Couldn't quite get off the ground. And now ORU heads the other way. Miller all the way to the hoop for 2. First bucket of the night for Jalen Miller, the transfer for Rutgers. It's back to a 16-point game. Witt will try another one, same spot, same result. He's now 0 of 3 from distance. Belmont 4 of 17. Double team runs at Alajiki, gives it up for a moment, tries another 3, that one off the mark. Been a quiet night for Isaiah Walker so far. Pierre with his second 3 of the second half. He's got 4 for the night now, and he's the first Bruin into double figures.
I think that's an action Belmont needs to go back to, Steve. Orm, Pierre, that's the best look.
Miller into the lane, finds McBride, who drives inside, hangs, can't hit, and the rebound muscled out of there by Witt. Up ahead to Pierre in transition. Can't connect.
Boy, that would have been a big shot for the Bruins.
Student section was about to erupt if that went down.
A lot of action for 3 minutes.
Both these teams like to get up and down. Alajiki with Pierre on him. Good dribbling. And that one off the mark. Walker around Alajiki, lost it, able to get it back.
Ooh.
Now a whistle and a foul.
I think they got Rosario.
That's going to go against Rosario as he crowded up into his space right there. Good to see Sam Orm back into the game for Belmont after a breather, along with Tyler Lundblade, Aiden Noyce, and now Wynn Miller into the game for the first time.
You can see the other thing that Oral Roberts does really well too, Steve, is their spacing. They gave Alajiki middle of the floor, drive, a lot of room to operate.
Alajiki's gone to the bench now for ORU, so perhaps a chance for Belmont to make some hay. Lundblade drives, backdoor pass intercepted by McBride. Another turnover by Belmont. Miller to Jones, extra pass. And the corner three is missed by Navarro.
Yeah, fortunate there. Pierre should not have run out on Jones, the big man.
Pierre lost it off his foot. And another turnover by Belmont, the 11th of the night.
Yeah, you can't squander opportunities in transition like that. You've got to get a high percentage shot.
McBride showing his experience with the pace control. That three rimmed out for Miller. Another rebound by Belmont.
Yeah, really good job, McBride. That was on the money cross-court pass.
Media timeout coming at the next whistle. Pierre with the size advantage. What a great pass inside to Lundblade, and he'll shoot two.
That's another thing Belmont's got to do more of, Steve. Weak side cutting to the rim. You can do this kind of snake dribbling, Barkley dribbling, but you got to have offside cuts.
Timeout on the floor. Belmont trying to cut in to this Oral Roberts lead.
Let's go again. Again. Don't look at the log. Look at where you want to go.
When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more,
I got this.
You're unstoppable.
Here's where I want to go. Great, let's get started.
At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking.
It begins here as the Missouri Valley Conference conducts its 35th Men's Basketball Championship in downtown St. Louis. Stay with your team at its assigned hotel and experience Arch Madness at Enterprise Center as 12 Valley schools look to capture the league's automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Conveniently located near attractions like the Gateway Arch, City Museum, and Ballpark Village, side of the MVC Fan Hangout, team properties plus the Arch Madness Tournament headquarters at Union Station offer Valley rates to fans wishing to follow their schools all the way to the MVC Championship crown. Start planning your Arch Madness experience or your next trip to St. Louis by calling 1-800-916-0041 or visiting ExploreStLouis.com.
Your time at Belmont is designed for discovery. This place has really helped me figure out who I was meant to be.
We work to understand the world so we can helpfully engage in making it a place where all can flourish.
Belmont is a place where your story and the stories you want to tell can be explored and celebrated.
We are here to push our limits, to find our purpose and champion life abundant for all.
If you are eager to make change in the world, there's no place better than Belmont.
The Arch Madness app presented by Great Southern Bank is the official app of the 2025 State Farm Missouri Valley Conference Men's Basketball Tournament. Get information you need to plan your trip to St. Louis, including the tournament schedule, tickets, and special events. Download the Arch Madness app now. What a night for Sam Alajiki. A career-high 25 points, including 4 threes.
Yeah, we talked off the top, Steve. That's where he does most of his business. Open on balance, but then you press out on him. He's got the ability to put it on the deck. This one, great driving kick by Rosario in the corner. He's made it from all angles. Honestly, Belmont was as concerned with him on the offensive glass, but he's had a great game.
Tyler Lundblad at the line to shoot 2 out of the timeout. He's a guy who can provide offense off the bench for this Belmont team, averaging about 8 points per game. We saw him hit a 3 in the first half. A really good three-point shooter, about 50%. Transfer from TCU, got them both. So it was a 14-point game at the half. It's down to 11 now, 15 and a half to go. And good defense forces the walk by McBride.
Yeah, trapped the first pass. Belmont practiced that earlier in the week, Steve, and hadn't executed it in the first half. That time surprised McBride and the extra step trying to get back out towards midcourt.
12th turnover of the night for Oral Roberts. Belmont just hasn't been able to do much with them. Not a lot of live ball situations. Not a lot of buckets on this end off of them. Lundblad got a good look. Can't get the roll. Noyce tracks down the rebound, and he'll go to the line.
Boy, that's a tough one. After you get the miss by Lundblad, Pierre keeps it alive. Jones was pretty straight up, Steve Lehman. That's a tough call, as you see here. Noyce dings it out. Maybe wasn't quite vertical when Noyce initiated the contact, but tough call on the ORU big man.
If anything, I thought the foul might have been on the rebound attempt. Because how about the hustle from Noyce to follow that from the perimeter and beat everybody to it?
Yeah, got to knock him down, Steve. 71% on the season, but in several games, Belmont's been scuffling from the free throw line, now 6 of 11.
Noyce 2 of 4 at the stripe tonight. He was 3 of 3 coming in. Missed them both. And now a foul on the rebound on Orm. An empty trip and a foul. Casey Alexander's not going to like that.
Yeah, that's deflating. Especially an opportunity to get it back within single figures after Oral Roberts had the first score of the second half to extend. You just got to erase it from your mind and play the next possession. There's nothing else you can do if you're Belmont.
Belmont hasn't actually done that much on the offensive end, but ORU now 3.5 minutes without a point here, which is how Belmont has been able to cut into the lead. McBride tries to stem the tide, but here comes Belmont with another opportunity. Pierre, hesitation, Euro step, and a whistle. Foul called on Pablo Navarro.
Yeah, again, that was kind of Pierre all on his own, irregardless of what the other 8 men are doing. Clear blocking foul on Navarro, but the ORU bench did want steps. 4th team foul on the Golden Eagles.
Inbounds to Wynn Miller. Looking for a rhythm on this possession. Pierre with the Euro step again. Follows his own miss.
Oh.
And a foul.
Wow, that is a huge play. He knew that his little pull-up was left of the rim. He attacked the offensive glass, guessed right that it was going to come back to the right side, Euro step around McBride. But that easily could have gone to the left side of the rim, and was it Alajiki? Yes.
They did get the foul on Alajiki, who checked back in. So now, 7-0 run by Belmont. But another missed free throw. Single-digit game for the first time since about 3 minutes left in the first half. So this is the start you needed, despite the misses at the free throw line. Alajiki comes right back in and picks up where he left off.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta press out if you're Pierre. I know Alajiki's had a drive, but clearly the catch and shoot is the biggest danger right now if you're Belmont and a great make.
It's his 5th 3 of the night. He's got 28. Pierre tries to answer, can't. And the rebound was last touched by Noyce. Casey Alexander immediately hops on it, and so does Brent Hampton, who comes over. They're going to talk it over, and they change the call. It will be Belmont basketball.
I think it was the correct call. Rogers was on the offensive glass, and it looked like a great job by our crew. Looked like maybe it went off of Robinson's hand.
I don't know.
Maybe off of Noise's hand, too.
I think they got it right the first time. Lundblade inside, can't convert, but he will shoot two.
Boy, great slip of the cut going back door. And boy, through this run, Belmont has left a lot on the table when you're talking about potential and ones. Undercut foul on Robinson there. And then already you have the missed free throws that we've documented.
Belmont 6 of 13 at the line tonight, including just 2 of 5 here in the second half. Lundblade gets his 6 point.
6 team fouls on Oral Roberts this half, Steve Lehman, with 13:51 to go. So Belmont known much more as a three-point shooting team, but they need to take advantage of that and go to the rim.
They're going to have some opportunities at the line. The question is, can they make them count?
Can they make them count? Big possession here if you're Belmont.
ORU with that last make after missing 6 in a row. They go right back to Alajiki, but an offensive foul as Miller turned the body right as he made that handoff.
Yeah, player control, non-shooting. That's that one where you almost feel badly for Miller. Dribble handoff, but he hip checks Pierre in a clear moving screen right in front of the outside official.
Player control foul, no foul shots there for Belmont, but they will shoot the next of the night. Lundblade off the handoff, and a huge three, and now you hear this crowd start to get into it a little bit. A timeout by Oral Roberts here, and Belmont has cut
I think it was
14-point halftime lead. It was as many as 17, down to 7 with 13:31 to play.
Big minutes for Win Miller as well, Steve, off the bench.
Tyler Lundblade with the big three, and we got a ball game here in Nashville.
The door-busting sales event's happening now only at Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield and Brook Park.
We're rolling out the red carpet and unleashing Black Friday savings all month long.
Get $14,000 off new Rams or $9,000 off new Jeeps. Plus, get a lifetime warranty and complimentary maintenance that includes oil changes at no additional charge. Hurry, don't miss the doorbuster sales event. Wag more, spend less at Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield and Brook Park.
Our world revolves around you.
Formula One at its absolute finest. This is Formula One.
Listen up, hockey fans. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. The hardest hits, the dangles, and of course, the sellies.
You gotta be kidding me! It's not real!
Enjoy every second of 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
This season, ESPN Plus has hundreds of games across 20 conferences. That's more action, more touchdowns, more college football.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
Streaming now.
With ESPN Plus, catch live NFL games. Plus,
let's go to the tape.
NFL shows from some of the biggest names in the game and exclusive expert analysis. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
Beautiful downtown Nashville on this night. ORU leading Belmont by 7. Belmont basketball season tickets are on sale now. Packages are just $199 per seat, include all men's and women's games, along with other exclusive season ticket holder benefits. Head to BelmontBruins.com or text 615-460-BALL for more information. Well, Greg Sage, Belmont shooting just 33% in the second half, but they have cut into this ORU lead. It was 14 at the half. It's now just 7.
Yeah, more defensive activity, more communication, and starting to make a few shots. Tyler Lundblade, the last one.
Golden Eagles have missed 6 of their last 7. You got to think they're going for either this guy, Isaac McBride, or Sam Alajiki. Inside, Miller hangs and hits, and he went right at Brigham Rogers, who is down, making sure I think all the chiclets are there after that one.
Yeah, driving kick to the corner late in the clock. There just needs to be a little bit of resistance. I mean, that was a complete straight line drive. Rogers was there, and he is a very good defender at the rim, going vertical and not fouling. But good, strong finish for Miller, the Rutgers transfer. There you see just straight line drive around Win Miller, and a good finish by Miller. I think a good play on.
A very strong finish over the top of the 6'9", 240-pound Rogers. Lead back up to 9 for the Golden Eagles. Pierre's been active here in the second half. So is Lundblad. They play catch up top. Pierre spins into the lane. Tough shot, left it short. Offensive rebound for Rogers. Pierre along the baseline. Pretty feed to Walker for 2.
Yeah, and again, that's what Belmont needs to do, Steve. Just manufacture some possessions. When you're trying to come back, sometimes it's not always pretty. You just got to scratch out scores.
That's just the second bucket of the night for Isaiah Walker, who came in averaging 12.5 points per game. Interior pass knocked away. Last touch by Belmont.
Boy, great help over the top. You do the switch and then you front the post with Walker. Try to feed inside to Jones, and Witt is there. Great job by our crew. A lot of contact nearly off of Jones there as it goes out of bounds.
McBride triggers it into Alajiki. 10 on the shot clock as he gets it back. On the switch with Pierre, he gives it back to Miller into the shot clock. McBride too strong on the 3, but an offensive rebound for ORU. Alajiki from the corner. Finally a miss. Ooh. And a foul on the rebound against the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, fortunate there, but you can see how adept McBride is, Steve. There's always the threat that he's going to elevate, but his driving kick passes are always on the money in the shooting pocket. And Alajiki, a rare miss. I do believe Pierre to the line when we come back.
Turn it into a good one. ORU still on top by 7.
Make the most of your season during the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event. Gift yourself some savings and visit your local Kia dealer today. Look out for these stickers to find great deals on vehicles backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, so you can start new traditions for years to come. Get 1.9% APR for up to 60 months, plus $1,000 retail bonus cash on specially tagged 2025 Sportage and Sorento vehicles.
Wow. Hey, Jay, this project might need a bit of zhuzhing. Holla back. Warren. Please let me know your thoughts. Best regards, Warren.
I am genius.
This season, ESPN Plus has hundreds of games across 20 conferences. That's more action, more touchdowns, more college football.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
Streaming now.
Formula One at its absolute finest. This is Formula One.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
Tonight's games presented by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. 11:50 to go here in Nashville. Oral Roberts led most of the way tonight, up by 7 over Belmont, 55-48. They went to the monitor during the review there to check out who that last foul was on the rebound, and they decided it went on Jalen Miller. So that is his first personal foul, and it will send Jonathan Pierre to the line for a 1-and-1, and another opportunity for Belmont to cut into this lead without any clock moving.
Yeah, Pierre's been good second half, Steve. Really active on both ends. His three-point shooting, especially the top of the key threes, has helped fuel Belmont. And there's a little bit of confusion with the teams thinking that it was just an inbounds. It is 1 plus the bonus for Pierre.
And by the way, they have corrected it in the scorebook now. So the other part of that is because it was on Miller, they originally had called it on Josh Jones. And if it was Jones, that would have been his fourth foul.
Yes.
So an ORU starter, Jones now with just 3 is able to stay in the game with 11:50 to play.
Yeah, that was a big sequence, especially for Jones.
Pierre now with 16 points. He got them both. And this is as close as it has been in a long time. 55-50, the ORU lead. Miller showing a little bit more aggressiveness here in the second half, and he's fouled by Lundblade.
Smart for ORU, out of the timeout, spacing. Lundblade known much more as a shooter than a defender, and Miller is a great driver. Clear out the left side and can clear 2 hands.
Miller will trigger it in now. Found Jones. Robinson, who had a big first half off the bench, checks in for the first time in half number 2. Got all the way to the basket, but he stepped on the end line.
Boy, great idea by Robinson again, because he knows he has the agility advantage on Lundblade. They'll probably go back to that, but heel on the baseline. Great job by our crew there.
14th turnover by ORU, and Belmont can get back to a 1-possession game here. Lundblade, bang! Another 3 for Tyler Lundblade. He's got 13.
They're going to look at that. It was really close, 2 or 3.
Yeah, and they actually credited 2 on the court. So just a 2-ball for Lundblade. But it's a 1-possession game either way. Miller into the lane. Found Alajiki. Good job by Belmont to close out. Robinson. Pierre on him and just 5 to shoot. Gotta hurry. Step back. Up off the top of the backboard. And Belmont grabs the rebound.
Yeah, Belmont switching 1 through 4. Much more difficult deliveries and 1 and done.
Walker drives. Bounce pass. Backdoor to Rogers for the jam.
Nice find by Walker. McBride closed off the baseline, but Jones lost Rogers' backdoor.
Back to a 1-point game, we think. They will go to the monitor on that Lundblade shot. Rogers with the rejection. Belmont with numbers. Witt to the trailer Pierre. And
great look.
They might have had to do some remodeling if that one went down. Reach in foul. I think they got Lundblade.
Yeah, again, you saw off of the rejection by Rogers. That's what Belmont wants. Carter Witt leading transition, spacing across the line. He wanted Lundblade cross court in front of the bench. Trailer pitch to Pierre, and it looked good in the air. It was just long.
ORU has led this game for more than 27 minutes, and Josh Jones gets his first bucket of the night to put it back up to 3.
Yeah, he just wiggled around Rogers off the baseline inbounds. That was a big bucket for Oral Roberts.
Can Belmont respond again? Witt back again on Robinson. Good spin. Send it up top to Pierre. Under 10 on the shot clock for Belmont for a rare time. Pierre, great move.
Ooh, Alajiki.
And Alajiki goes tumbling to the floor.
I hope he's okay.
Oh, no.
It looked like it was a cramp. I hope and pray he's just cramping, Steve.
He tumbled hard to the floor at the end there. I didn't see any real contact between the two guys. I don't know if we'll get another look, but he's down on the floor, and I hope you're right about the cramp.
You know, again, you don't want to speculate, but it's not as though he reached immediately for a knee or an ankle, Steve. It did look as though his left leg kind of cramped up a little bit. He's had a remarkable game. Again, Steve, we detail 16 is career high. He's got 28, 22 in the first half.
They are looking at him right now, and you can hear some audible pain coming from Sam Alajiki on what has been a career night for him up to this point, 28 points. And they are struggling to even get him off the floor at this point. A huge round of applause here from the Curb Event Center crowd as Sam Alajiki is attended to.
Man, a worthy applause for Alajiki. It's truly one of the great performances we've seen from a visiting player in the Curb Event Center, what he's done thus far, and we just hope he is okay with 9:24 to go.
What a performance, a career night. You just absolutely hate to see that. And now you certainly worry about his not just immediate future, but long-term future after seeing something like that for Sam Alajiki. That changes the entire tenor in this place. There was a fever pitch in here with this Belmont run. Now a lot of concern even from the home fans for Sam Alajiki in what is a one-point basketball game.
Yeah, you come back with Rosario.
And what do you do if you're Russell Springman? He's been option A all night long offensively.
Like you turn to McBride, really.
McBride with Witt on him, and a reach-in foul on Witt.
Yeah, again, McBride is so crafty, Steve, and it's difficult because he gets an angle. You have to worry about the step-back three, but also his ability to get around you and by you. But Belmont's done a good job with the switching this half.
Robinson, deep three, missed it. Rebound to Witt.
Yeah, Belmont, there's a big possession to be patient.
Value the basketball. Peebles, who's had a quiet night, gets inside, finishes with the right hand, and Belmont has its first lead since it was 2-0.
That was a tough catch in traffic, Steve, because I don't even know what Carter Witt was looking at. Maybe he just had that sixth sense with Peebles.
Miller. Jones thought about it. He's not much of an outside threat. Under 10 on the shot clock. McBride trying to do it himself. Tough shot. Got it to go. Isaac McBride showing why so many people think so highly of him in the Summit League. 14th all-time leading scorer in ORU history. Puts the Golden Eagles back on top. Witt throws it away. Rosario in transition. Had it blocked by Pierre. To the floor. Oh, good feed by McBride. Robinson can't hit. And finally, Pierre comes away with it. Immediately, somehow got it to Peebles, who lost it. That one's out of bounds.
Oh,
last touch by ORU. A little too crazy, I think, for both coaches in that sequence. And they'll have a moment to settle everybody down. 7:41 to play in Nashville. ORU clinging to a 1-point lead.
The door-busting sales event's happening now, only at Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield and Brook Park.
We're rolling out the red carpet and unleashing Black Friday savings all month long.
Get $14,000 off new Rams or $9,000 off new Jeeps. Plus, get a lifetime warranty and complimentary maintenance that includes oil changes at no additional charge. Hurry, don't miss the Doorbuster sales event. Wag more, spend less at Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield and Brook Park.
Our world revolves around you.
Formula One at its absolute finest. This is Formula One.
Listen up, hockey fans. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. The hardest hits, the dangles, and, of course, the selfies.
You gotta be kidding me! It's not real!
Enjoy every second of 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN+.
This season, ESPN Plus has hundreds of games across 20 conferences. That's more action, more touchdowns, more college football.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
Streaming now.
With ESPN Plus, catch live NFL games. Plus, let's go to the tape. NFL shows from some of the biggest names in the game and exclusive expert analysis. ESPN Plus equals more football. Stream now.
Down to the wire. Casey Alexander and his team aren't really panicking right now. They've kind of been here before, guys, haven't they? As we look at a team that continues to try to battle back here in the second half. Will Roberts has had 2 scoring droughts of 4+ minutes, 1 in each half. I don't get the sense there's a lot of panic in that huddle. Jonathan Pierre leading a lot of the discussion. Guys, he's been excellent to lead this Belmont comeback here in the second half, Steve.
All right, thank you, Will. Good defense by Belmont for sure, as they've cut what was a 17-point ORU lead down to 1. But the story of the moment right now, Sam Alajiki, who's been the star for ORU tonight with 28 points. He is back near the tunnel trying to get worked on after falling hard a moment ago. Lundblad out of the timeout, gives Belmont the lead.
Yeah, again, Coach Alexander sensing Lundblad's feeling it. Baseline corner action, he got a clean look and made it. Big second half for Lundblad.
Career high 15 points for Tyler Lundblad. And Belmont back up by 2. McBride had the answer a moment ago. Will he have another one? Back again on Peebles, got the foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, again, ORU with Alajiki out is going to turn to McBride, Steve. And with Belmont switching a lot 1 through 4, they got the matchup they wanted. Peebles defending McBride. It was a tough delivery, but McBride is crafty. And this is where he is really strong.
Senior from Little Rock, now 16 of 17 on the season at the foul line. Near 90% for his career. And the second one will tie the game again. Got it. Had a little bit of everything. Runs on both sides here tonight. And now we're knotted up with 7 minutes to play. Lundblad again. This time they cover out on him. Somehow got it down to Orm for the jam.
Threading the needle. I don't know how that delivery got to Orm and how Orm caught it in traffic.
Orm's first bucket of the half puts Belmont back on top. JoJo Moore back into the game for Russell Springman's team. Miller, much more aggressive here in the second half. Ran over Peebles, got Orm in the air and scores.
Yeah, Brody tried to hold his ground, but Miller created the contact and scored. ORU's gotten a little bit of rhythm offensively.
Back and forth we go. Pierre back again on Miller. Tries to bully him and scores off the glass.
Yeah, played the mismatch, got the smaller Miller. Now it's on this end with Rogers and Witt out, and Noyes too. How's Belmont get a stop?
McBride around the screen. Shovels it underneath the Rosario for the stuff.
Yeah, again, Belmont really good defense most of the half. 4 straight scores now for ORU against this lineup.
It's coming easy on both ends right now. Whip pass into the corner, Lundblad again, bang!
Great cross-court pass by Pierre. It's probably his greatest strength, Steve. It's his passing.
McBride kept the dribble, And puts it off the glass and in. Here we go, back and forth now.
Yeah, again, without Alajiki, Steve, there's got to be more help. There's got to be more squeezing. Make McBride give the ball up.
Three straight makes by the Golden Eagles as they've changed the offense with Alajiki out. Good hands there by Miller, but it will stay with Belmont.
Yeah, bringing Witt back in with 5:07, Steve. And Rogers for that matter. Neither team really in any individual foul trouble. Nobody with more than 3.
Jones and Rosario both with 3. Orm has 3 for Belmont. Since that parade of fouls early in the half, ORU's done a much better job. Oh, great look off the inbounds. That's a set play. Lundblade with the inbounds, got it right back for 2.
Over his head reverse.
That's now 20 for Lundblade. He is feeling it in the second half. McBride got Rogers up in the air and drew a foul.
Yeah, again, the ability off the bounce. Tough assignment for Lundblade. Got Rogers in the air with the help, and then worked his way craftily to the line. It's a difficult ask now with this lineup. You know, Belmont was more comfortable switching 1 through 4, especially when Noyes was out there. But now that McBride has taken the onus on to himself to carry the load.
McBride 6 points in the first half, 6 here in the second. He's got 12 points to go along with 8 assists, make it 13 points. Back to a 2-point game. You know, a great story Russell Springman told about Isaac McBride is he's such a hard worker that they went to media day and it was a 2-day event. And he said, Coach, I got to find a gym. I can't break the rhythm. I got to go work out somewhere here. And he went off, did the workout, came back and did the media interviews. But that's what you want from a guy who's your best player on the team, Summit League preseason player of the year, to have that type of work ethic. Orb with a great drive inside. He's done it mostly off the dribble tonight.
Yeah, great job again, sensing the run out, kept his dribble and went all the way.
Miller had it blocked. Pierre got it, up ahead to Walker. Oh, great hands by McBride. But Pierre able to track it down to the corner.
Belmont, show some poise and reset.
Biggest lead of the night for Belmont, and now a foul on Rosario will send Pierre to the line.
Yeah, again, Pierre's been so comfortable outside and inside. Once he corralled that loose ball in the corner, he's like Rosario, 6'7", a good wing, not known as a post defender, slowly worked him in, drew the foul.
So a chance for a 1-and-1 for Pierre while we have this opportunity. Let's go over to Will Bowling, who's got an update on Sam Alajiki.
Yeah, Steve, Sam is still trying to put weight on that left leg. It's his left knee that's the problem. Hasn't gone back to the locker room. They've been working on him back at the training table, been very engaged in the game, getting some Gatorade, trying to test it out a little bit. Still no official designation whether or not he'll be able to continue as he still tries to get some confidence back on that left leg.
Thanks, Will. It's good to at least see him up and moving around because he put absolutely no weight on that leg as he was helped off the floor over to the bench. And so to at least see him up and moving around a little bit has got to be a positive sign for ORU. Pierre got them both. He's got 22 now, his second double-double of the season with 22 points and 10 rebounds. Belmont with its biggest lead of the night, up 5 with 4:05 to play.
Yeah, offense-defense substitution there. You come back with Jake Dykstra in with Noyes.
McBride, he's been the guy they've gone to down this stretch. Dykstra on him. Tough shot. Rebound to the floor, and it's Dykstra who gets it.
Great job. Jake made McBride pick up his dribble, take a tough twisting two, and dug out the rebound. Big possession for Belmont to use clock and get a high percentage shot.
Rogers. Jones guarding him with 3 fouls. Goes to the left hand, and it'll go to the line when we come back. Belmont's on fire offensively in the second half. The Bruins shooting 60% from the floor since halftime. They've turned a 14-point deficit into a 5-point lead as we head to the under 4 timeout.
Let's go again. Oh. Again. Don't look at the log. Look at where you want to go.
When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more,
I got this.
You're unstoppable.
Here's where I want to go. Great, let's get started.
At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking.
You've got to order MapGo. A quick munch delivered in minutes. Food options that are fast and easy. Convenient in-store pickup or delivery. MapGo has the snacks you want. Order on the MapGo app. Order drinks. Order snacks. Order ice cream. All at MapGo and available on DoorDash, Uber Eats, or Grubhub.
What's Danny doing?
He saved so much bundling home and auto with the personal price plan that he got excited. Bundle is live! And bundled football with football. Bundle, amigo! You got bundle! Bundle is live! Field goal!
Bundle and save with the personal price plan. Field goal.
So do you kick it or pass it?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Arch Madness tips off March 6th through the 9th in St. Louis, and the MVC Fan Hangout at Ballpark Village is back. The MVC Fan Hangout is the place to celebrate before and after all games at Enterprise Center. Featuring restaurants, entertainment, and everything Arch Madness, the fun starts 2 hours before the first game each day of the tournament at host locations Valley Sports Live and Sports and Social. For more information, visit archmadness.com and click on Fan Hangout. We'll see you there.
Upcoming schedules brought to you by Cades Cove. Smokehouse quality ready in minutes. Find Cades Cove Barbecue in the refrigerated section of your local grocery store. Doesn't get any easier for ORU. Golden Eagles continue this road trip at Ole Miss. Chris Beard's got a great team down there on Thursday night. And then they come back home to start 3 straight games at home, beginning with Rogers State on Monday. As for Belmont, they've got a week off before the Cancun Challenge, which begins with Loyola Marymount next Tuesday. That also includes a home game, by the way, on Black Friday against Gardner-Webb. And then comes the Missouri Valley Conference opener against Illinois State on December 4th. Out of the timeout, it's Brigham Rogers at the line for Belmont. And he knocks down the first free throw. Belmont been much better at the line in the second half. As I say that, the second one rims out. 75-69, final 3:30 to play. ORU led this by as many as 17 early in the second half, but now has work to do. Good look for Robinson, and the threes have started to dry up for the Golden Eagles here down the stretch.
Yeah, that was a really good driving kick by Moore, and a good look for Robinson.
Backdoor Walker for the tomahawk jam.
That is so hard to guard because all game you're worried about dribble weaving, and then Belmont inverts it down the middle of the lane backdoor.
Belmont shooting above 60% here in the second half. ORU with just 24 points after halftime. Miller into the lane, and they're going to get another reach-in foul.
Tough one there on Carter Witt as Noyes was trying to stand up Miller late in the clock. Belmont's done good of this half, Steve, attacking gaps and attacking dribbles. This time he just got a little bit of leg in hand rather than just orange in the appropriate call.
Belmont has made its last 9 shots. They've also scored on 9 consecutive possessions when you throw in a couple trips to the line there. What have they done in the last 8 to 10 minutes of this game to really get an offense that was anemic in the first half going?
Spacing. Sorry, missed there on the 1-and-1 for Miller. But just spacing, Steve Lehman, the big hits from Pierre and Lundblade from behind the arc really stretch things.
Miller picks Witt's pocket. He'll score and one. And now he goes down over beyond the baseline. Hobbled as he comes up. Hopefully he'll be okay.
Yeah, that's just really making matters worse if you're Carter Witt, Steve. Up 8 with possession, lose the handle at midcourt. You've just got to let that play go. The giveaway foul.
It's also the fourth foul on Witt, who's the point guard for Belmont. You got to think here in the final 2:26, you're going to see some pressure from ORU. You're going to have to handle it. You're going to have to make free throws. Witt is your leader in both categories. Miller again can't make the free throw. And this time Witt will walk it across the timeline.
Yeah, you got to get it across. Use the possession and get a good one late in the clock.
Witt drives on Miller into the paint. Tough shot, got it to go.
Yeah, that's Carter Witt's pet shot, Steve. Get contact, a slight fadeaway or 6 to 8 feet. A big make and a big reprieve.
Yeah, he's got just 7 points tonight, but that was a big one. McBride fouled on the 3. Walker got into him, and Chase Shaw says he hit him on the elbow on the release.
That is really tough, Steve, because one of the points of emphasis in studying film is that McBride does kick out on his 3-point attempts. He's gotten fouled in a couple games this year. Late contest from Zay, we'll have to see. Boy, that was on the downward arc. He got him on the wrist, but it wasn't on the release. It was as he was coming down.
That's getting called every time. McBride, a great free throw shooter, so this is a welcome chance for ORU. Well above 90% for the year. He's got the first 2. Remember, Rosario and Jones both on the court with 4 fouls for ORU. Witt with 4 fouls for Belmont. Both teams will shoot 2 on any foul the rest of the way. McBride got all 3. And so it goes from an 8-point game down to 5 just like that. Walker got to hurry to get it in. And he found Witt.
Yeah, it's fine if Miller wants to foul if you're Belmont because it's double bonus. A lot of contact.
Miller bodying him up well. Witt takes it himself and scores through that contact.
That was a strong finish. Good defense by Miller.
McBride quickly the other way for 2 more. He's having a big second half. He's up to 19. Again, a 5-point game, 80 seconds to go. Pierre kicked it out. Belmont gonna take some more time off here. Timeout taken by Casey Alexander. 11 seconds on the shot clock. 1:09 to play. A Belmont team that has made its last 11 shots from the field, trying to put this game away.
Yeah, it's just been extraordinary efficiency, Steve. The last one from Witt was probably the most difficult delivery. Miller hounding him out near the logo, sensing the contact, but that was really good defense and a better finish. But McBride's been outstanding, Steve. Once Alajiki went out, he's taken the onus on himself. Big second half, up to 19 points. And if you're Belmont, you just got to try to defend without fouling and using some clock. Here with 1:09, 11 on the shot clock, sideline out of bounds. Casey Alexander loves back doors. He loves to kind of overload one side and then do a naked or weak side back door cut. So Oral Roberts has to be cognizant of that. But the challenge in defending Belmont is, of course, they have a counter for everything. So if you go under expecting a back door, you're going to have a dribble pitch and an open 3. But with both teams in the double bonus, Belmont really should try to think about getting something to the rim.
Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. The possession arrow favors Belmont with 1:09 to go. But think about this Bruins team. They trailed at the half of their first 2 games of the season, came back and beat Maryville, had Furman on the ropes until a 7-0 run late and a big shot by P.J. Smith to win it. They trailed by a dozen with just over 3 minutes to go at Lipscomb, came back and won. Trailed by 11 early at Air Force, came back and won. They were down 17 tonight, and with that three from Tyler Lundblade, now have an 8-point lead with under a minute to go. McBride can't finish inside, and now you got to think about fouling if you're ORU. Lundblade grabbed at midcourt by Robinson.
I can tell you, Steve Lehman, most teams up 5 coming out of that timeout with 110. You're attacking the rim. You're clearing out and letting Carter Witt go. But Casey Alexander has the pulse of his team. Dribble, pitch, handoff to Lundblade. Biggest shot of the game.
Well, we talked about the monster night for Sam Alajiki, and things certainly changed when he went out with that knee injury. But this has been a second half for Tyler Lundblade. He's got 20 points in the second half. And now 25 for the game. A 10-point lead on a career night by the transfer from TCU. McBride trying to save all the time he can, but he's got to go quickly. Trying to create some space. Miller's got to go now. Moore, no good. Rebound Walker. And a steal underneath by Robinson. Left it short. Rosario the tap in. And a quick timeout by Russell Springman with 24.2 to go.
Yeah, tough break that time. Walker came up with a defensive rebound. It looked like he was trying to dribble out and find Walker, or find Carter Witt. Lost the handle. And that's one of those situations where it's easy to give up an and one, Steve, as you scramble to get back in the play. Tremendous job by a replay. Initially, ORU trying to get the giveaway, but nice reach and steal by Robinson. Misses, and Rosario on the putback. But if you're Belmont, Steve, strong with a basketball, you can run the baseline. This is where you got to, again, inbound, make your free throws.
If you're ORU, you got to foul right away right now. You don't have time to even try to maybe the steal off the inbounds, but you got to go to that foul.
Yep.
What a finishing flurry by Belmont. The Bruins have scored on 13 of their last 14 possessions. They've made their last 12 shots from the field, now shooting 53% for the game. It'll be Pierre to inbound it here.
And again, ideally, you'd like Brody Peebles if you're Belmont career
they
80,
face guard
85.
everything and get it into Witt. Quick foul from ORU. Carter Witt will go to the line.
Yeah, in terms of free throws for Belmont, you know, last year they clearly had Cade Tyson and Jacoby Gillespie end of games here. Brody Peebles career 85, Carter Witt 72.
It's been a bit of a struggle at the line so far this year for Witt. He was just 5 of 9 before that one. This would make it a 10-point game once again. Jake Dykstra will come back in as a defensive substitution for Casey Alexander. Moore drives all the way in for 2 with 13.4 left. And there's Peebles, the guy you want to get it into.
You know, Oral Roberts is going to look at this box score, Steve, and say we shot 47% on the road, 9 threes, really limited turnovers in the second half. Belmont had chipped into it, but momentum really did swing when Alajiki went down. It's just undeniable.
Yeah, total difference in the second half offensively. Belmont shooting 66%, 6 of 12 from 3, and have knocked down now 14 free throws. ORU below 40% for the second half, and after 7 threes in the first half, just 2 of 12 from downtown. And you just wonder about the status of Sam Alajiki. Certainly some promise that he was up and moving around and trying to test it out late, but he was so good in this game. And you got to think the future prospects for this Golden Eagles team come down to having that inside-outside duo of McBride and Alajiki as they get closer to Summit League play.
Oh, no question, Steve. And then you had to complement the dynamism of Robinson off the bench. The game just really swung, and what a second-half performance. I don't know if we've seen anything quite like that in terms of closing a game offensively, where Belmont basically came up aces the last 8 minutes of the game.